Scott, that's a great feeling, isn't it? 3 points here at the Broadfield Stadium. What was your take on today?
Yeah, it's a good feeling. We've probably not had this feeling as much as we would have liked, but we'll take it when they come, And yeah, listen, my take from the game is I felt when it was 11v11. I know the sending off was quite soon. I don't know what minute it was. 10 minutes was it? I felt before the sending off we looked assured. I thought we looked. I know you can't kind of measure too much within 10 minutes, but I did think that we started well. I thought we looked assured, we looked front foot, we looked in charge of the game. And then, of course, when the lad got sent off, then there was different spaces. They had to change their shape, obviously. And, yeah, I thought, listen, it's not our fault somebody gets sent off, so we'll take it. And especially where we are at the moment, we'll definitely take it. And we made it count, and we scored. We scored some good goals, and probably should have scored more, if the truth be known. But yeah, all in all, I'm really, really delighted. I thought the performance was good, and I thought obviously the result is what we wanted. So, job done.
Yeah, the players seem to sort of handle, I suppose, that extra pressure of almost when Fleetwood go down to 10, because as we've said countless times before, sometimes it does become harder to play against 10 men because it becomes 10 men behind the ball. But a really smart opening goal, wasn't it? I mean, really good play from Jojo to find Flinty, and then, I mean, that was the run of dreams, really, and then a composed pass and a composed finish from Louis.
Yeah, no, to be fair, the credit's got to go to the goalkeeping coach as well, Dicko, because we do a lot of kind of work on defensive set pieces, and we don't just defend the set piece. We then talk about and go through in training what it looks like if Jojo catches it. Can we spring off the back of them and go counter-attack quickly? So kind of turn what their strength in the fact that they've got a corner into their weakness, the fact that they've got all their players up the pitch. And I thought that Jojo did it great. Flinty ran brilliantly with the ball, didn't he? And I thought Louis Flower's movement off the ball, his want, will and determination to run forward was excellent, and great finish from the boys. So I'm really pleased for Louis Flower, because he's been patient, and he always seems to find the net, and maybe I've not played him enough, but he's done great, and I'm really pleased for him.
Yeah, it was assured defensively as well. Obviously, the goal, it's a great strike, obviously, and it's probably a shame for Jojo, who didn't put a foot wrong all game, hasn't really been forced into a save, and it takes, one strike like that, and it becomes, a tad nervy towards the end, but they handled it really well, didn't they?
Yeah, I think the goal, we can defend it better. I've watched it back, and we're not in control of the ball, so it's a long throw. We head the first one clear. It kind of drops to the edge of the box. We're not in control of the ball, and we've got players running up the pitch thinking we have got control of it. We haven't. And we should be inside the person who's took the shot. If we're defensively switched on, we're inside him, not outside him. We're ready to spring forward. We haven't actually got hold of the ball yet. We should be inside him, and he doesn't get shot away if we're inside him. But listen, it became a nervy ending because of that. But we stuck to our task and got the 3 points.
Yeah, I spoke before the game about making changes after the Bournemouth performance. How pleased are you that the players that you chose today performed like that?
Well, obviously, yeah, very pleased, because it needed a shake-up. It needed something different. I felt that I picked a team that had real legs in the team, could run, which we didn't do against Bournemouth. And I thought it worked, obviously. The shape looked good. I like the shape of the team. It's almost like a diamond in midfield with one up front. Wing-backs quite high and aggressive. We worked on it Thursday and Friday in real depth, and the players took on the information brilliantly and executed it great. So, yeah, pleased with that.
Yeah, and plenty of positives, obviously, coming off the bench. Obviously, Harry Forster coming on to score. Hopefully the injuries to Addy and Scott are not too bad. Is there any sort of early update on them, or this is just precautionary?
I think Addy's is all right. I think Addy just kind of tired, and obviously he's not been on the pitch for a while now, and I think it was more fatigue than anything. And I think Scotty felt kind of like the back of his knee. We need to probably assess that. It's too early to say what it is yet. So, yeah, big miss for us if Scott's going to be out with that. I think Addy will be all right. But yeah, I thought the subs come on and did well. They all ran as well, And a big thing that I look at is when I make a change and a player comes on, they've got to be running. Their meters per minute has to be higher than the one that comes off, because if it's lower, then it's less of an impact, if that makes sense. So all the lads who come on the pitch today ran and ran well. So well done to them.
Yeah, special mention out of those to Jay Williams, who less than 20 seconds after coming back from a fairly serious injury is launching himself into tackles. It just shows, what a character he is, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't really want to put him on today, if the truth be known. He's probably, I want to say, it's probably not too soon, but it probably is, if you know what I mean. But the fact that we then concede at 2-0, I wasn't bringing him on, put it that way, and then we concede, and I thought I probably need him just to shore it up at the back, and kind of like he's talking and organising is different class, and he can like pull people into positions that makes us more solid. And it was a decision that I made. The medical team didn't want me to do it, but I just went with it, and he's come out of it with no problems. So yeah, obviously really pleasing to see Jay back in a Crawley shirt on the pitch, and doing what he does best, upsetting everyone.
When you came off the pitch, I saw as you walked and clapping the crowd, you sort of wiped your brow and sort of said "phew." Was that just because of the 3 points, or was it because it was such a nervy kind of ending?
I think both, really.
Yeah,
Mark. I think definitely. Listen, we were desperate to get 3 points. You know what I mean? I think that was the main objective. And whilst I always talk about, me as a coach, I want the team to perform. And I think the results will be a byproduct of how you perform. I always say that, don't I? I think I was probably at the stage now where I don't care what we look like. I just want to win a game. I think so. That was definitely, and I think obviously the ending as well when they score, you kind of like, it's a nervy last 10, 15, whatever it was when they scored 10 minutes, whatever. It becomes a nervy 10 minutes, doesn't it? So yeah, I was pleased when the referee blew his whistle, to be honest with you. And it just feels like relief that we've got 3 points. And now we can look forward now to a game on Tuesday night against Peterborough and really focus on Gillingham next week.
And it's a day where a referee decision has gone your way, which has been quite rare this season. And all the results, I think it was only Oldham in the bottom half that actually won today, and you're up to 19th, 10 points off the playoffs, if I dare say it.
Yeah,
it's just rare that you've had that kind of day this year so far, isn't it?
Yeah, probably right. But I've never been worried, even when we were in the bottom two. I've always felt that, there's a long way to go. I know my team are not a bottom two team. Most people in the country know that my team are not a bottom two team. The hardest thing for me as a manager is convincing my players that we're not a bottom two team, because when you are, you feel like you are. Do you know what I mean? When you're in that bottom two, you feel like that's where you should belong, but you don't, or we don't. And I never felt, worried about that. I think that it's a process. We're a new team. We're miles better than where we are in the league. Even now, even though we've bumped up a few players, we're miles better than that. We've just played the team. I know, listen, they've played with 10 men, I get it, but they're a good side, Fleetwood. Pete's a good manager. And, whether they've got 10 men or 11 men, they're a strong side and they're a hard team to play against. And I thought it was still a hard game, even with 10 men on. I thought that, it became hard for us. And but listen, we just got to use that now and really press forward now.
And we saw Dion obviously didn't play today. Can you give us an update on him? And can we talk about Ben Radcliffe as well, who came in? I think it was his first league start of the season, wasn't it? How well he did. Yeah,
Ben's been really patient. And I think it's been difficult for Ben because he's seen the team concede goals week on week. And he's a defender. And he's almost looking at me as if to say, any chance? do you know what I mean? And he's probably right to do so. I've stuck with what I've stuck with, and then I made a decision to change that. Albeit Dion has got back problems at the moment, so I felt it was right to mix it up as well. And I thought he did great. I thought Ben did really well. Listen, he's come in a real tough game. and it was, listen, the two forwards for them, I know they got man sent off, but when they play with two forwards up there, they're a proper handful. Probably the strongest two in the division, actually. And I thought that, we dealt with it really well. And, he was assured on the ball as well, stepped forward really well, thought he was good.
Yeah, and how much are you putting on Tuesday night's game? Obviously, you always want to win.
I want to win it. Yeah. I think we have to forget what it is, forget who's playing, forget who we're playing against. I want to win. If me and you have a race to that door, I want to beat you. That's how I want. I'm not sure, but that's how I am, and I just want to win. I want to create that winning environment within the building, which we've not had enough of this season. I just want to win because I want to win. It makes no odds to me what it is. We just want to win the game.
And have you got the starting 11 in mind?
Yeah. Kind of like sat down last night after we trained and prepared the team, put the squad out, and then kind of late last night or yesterday afternoon, I moved a few counters about on my board and worked out what the team should look like. So yeah, we're pretty much done.
Brilliant. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Harry, thanks for joining us. Match winner. How does that feel?
Yeah, no, it feels really good. Bit of an unexpected one coming on so early, but it feels great to get the winner today. Yeah.
Yeah, the feeling in the dressing room must be buzzing. Obviously, we know how difficult last week was for the lads, obviously exiting the FA Cup, but that was some reaction, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, last week was tough. Training this week, we've all been so fired up to try and, put that right, because last week obviously was nowhere near good enough. But now to do what basically we done the week before against Bristol Rovers, with them down to 10 men again, and just it wasn't as easy as we found it against Bristol Rovers. With them obviously getting another goal back today, but no, it was great again to get the 3 points.
Yeah, as you say, it must have been a bit of a sort of shock to the system. You expect to come on and do a job, having been on the bench, but to come on in the first sort of 5 or so minutes, it must have been pretty hard to adjust so quickly.
Well, do you know what? I was still feeling sharp from the warm up still, so I hadn't got cold or anything. So it was fine coming on, and all the subs, we all know our roles so well because they drill it into us. So it was seamless coming on, really.
Yeah, no better time to do it, I suppose, when they've just had a man sent off at the back. And obviously we know how much legs we had out there today. It was a very sort of fast team that Scott picked, and it was the perfect opportunity to sort of stretch that Fleetwood defence, wasn't it?
No, exactly. I had in my mind to do a pretty similar job as what I did against Bristol Rovers, because we knew, listen, once they went down to 10 men, they'd just be sitting off, waiting to counter-attack us. So it was pretty much the same roles that we had against Bristol Rovers, so that helped a lot.
Yeah, we said to Scott about that, actually. It's almost harder, isn't it, to play against 10 men, because it becomes 10 men behind the ball, and it's not, it's harder, although we did it, it's harder to catch them out on the counter because they will just sort of try and sit back as much as possible. What's it like out there? Because it must get frustrating at parts because you're constantly just coming up against 10 men. Yeah,
no, exactly. As a possession-based team especially, once we probably prefer a team coming out to press us so we can pop it around them, and it makes our job slightly easier as a possession team. So once they do and they drop into their banks of 4 and 5, it is difficult. And I can understand it is probably frustrating for the fans at times as well, when we're just playing it side to side. But it's all with a view in opening gaps up. It's not us just doing that for the sake of it. But I do understand the crowd's frustration when we are doing that. But it's to open up the spaces that we might not score in the first half. But listen, they're going to tire, especially with 10 men moving side to side, and we're just waiting for that opening. So that was the game plan, really.
Yeah, and it showed exactly that with the first goal. Really, obviously, smart play from Jojo to get it out to Flinty, and then a great run from him, and obviously a great finish from Louis as well. So it shows that we're able to do sort of both parts to that as well. Because although we weren't trying to rush things, it was seeing a clear opportunity, wasn't it?
Exactly that. Listen, if the gaps are there for our centre back to go on a marauding run at 80 yards down the pitch, then we're going to do it. Because that came from their corner.
Yeah.
So exactly. So we've got all that space there then, but when they're banking up like that, it's impossible for the centre backs to do that. But with all that space there, it was an unbelievable run from Flinty. And yeah, if there's the space to go and attack it, go and attack it.
Yeah, I know we've spoken in previous interviews about what you want to add to your game, and you've always said goals. You're certainly doing that so far, 2 from 2 in the last couple of games at the Broadfield Stadium. So that must be a good feeling as well.
Yeah, no, it's feeling good. I think I only score on my left foot as well. So yeah, I might have to start switching up on that side all the time now. But no, yeah, it's a great feeling, and hopefully the goals continue.
Perfect.
Yeah, sticking with your goal, when you got the ball, was there only one thing on your mind?
Oh, 100%, yeah. I mean, when it was opening up like that, I was just waiting for the centre back to come and press me, but he didn't. So I was like, oh, even better. I just know, listen, get a couple of touches out my feet, get near the box, and then finish it. That was all in my mind.
And I know we just before we started recording this, you said, "Oh, the Bristol Rovers goal might have been a bit of a tap in," which it wasn't. But you seem to score worldies when you do score. Where does this one rank in your goals you've scored for Crawley? Do you think?
Do you know what? If you remember my Bristol Rovers one a couple of years ago,
Was that when you that run? From
I think that's my favourite.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what? I actually prefer dribbling goals to shots from outside the box.
Yeah.
But no, it's going to take some to beat that one, I think.
Yeah, and I said to Scott that it seems to be a day where everything has gone Crawley's way. The early sending off, other results. You're up to 19th, and that you haven't had much of that this year. How much have you got to take advantage of this now? This good luck.
No, exactly. We've been feeling it. I mean, you never want to kind of blame luck or refereeing decision or anything when you're at the bottom of the table. But it did kind of feel like nothing was going for us at the start of the season. But listen, we've got to stay patient because we know. Listen, the law of averages, that's going to even out over the course of the season. And you like to think over the last couple of games that has started to do that. And yeah, listen, it's going to even itself out. So we can't complain or moan about bad luck.
Yeah, and has Josh Flint started comparing himself to Mickey van der Ven yet?
Do you know what? That's what I was shouting at him as he done it. Honestly,
really?
Yeah. It felt like that.
Yeah.
But no, it's an unbelievable run and fair play to him. Yeah, great pass to pick out, Louis.
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't try and go on and try and finish it himself.
Don't get too greedy.
Excellent. Thanks, Harry. Cheers.